Steve Maggs here for the Steve Maggs YouTube channel, and this is a 1973 magazine ad from Uniroyal. You might remember these ads from way back when. Uni, Roy, and Al, who drove a trio of identically prepared 1973 Pontiac Ventura IIs to demonstrate, well, the benefits of Uniroyal tires. This is Uni's car. It's not a fake, it's not a copy, not a clone. This is the car. Let's take a closer look at it. On the roof of each car was the name of the driver. Here, Uni, U-N-I, was the name for Kay Kaiser, who was the actual actress or actually stunt lady who drove this car. And Kay Kaiser apparently had done some movie work, stuff like that, jumping out the window, perhaps on the Bionic Woman, shows like that, who knows. But she drove this car. And again, there were two others, Roy and Al. Now, the story of this car is that a fellow named J.J. Giuliano here in Massachusetts was watching Full Custom Garage on the Motor Trend channel. Of course, that's Ian Russell's show. I love the show. And he was looking for a new project car. Chris, come on down. Let's take a peek and walk around this thing. But anyway, Ian Russell was looking for something to build on his show. So he went to his buddy there, I think Hot Rod Joe or something like that, Hot Rod Bob, and they walked through the yard, and this is one of the things that Ian considered for his show, but didn't end up buying. Well, J.J. Giuliano here in Massachusetts was watching that show, and apparently he says, I'm going to call that yard and buy that thing. So he did, and within about 4 months or so, this arrived. So here we have it, the original paint on the sides. This has not been touched up. Uniroyal tire manufacturer, and something I love is that this car arrived on old tires that were wasted and no good, but JJ bought some Uniroyal tires and had them mounted on Pontiac Rally 2 wheels, which were what it had. Now, under the hood, let's take a peek and see what it has, if anything. Come around the front if you would, Chris. Okay, here's the big reveal. And by the way, as we know, 1973 was the second year actually for the Pontiac Ventura II. 1971 and a half it was launched. And basically it's a Chevy Nova with Pontiac badging, of course. Buick had the Apollo, Olds had the Omega, and Pontiac had the Ventura II, not to be confused with the Ventura I, which was a full-size car launched in 1960. So again, the Ventura II launched in 71 and a half. This one's a 73. We know that because of the big bumpers with the hydraulic shocks behind them. But under the hood, we have got... Okay, well, there's nothing here. I will say that I did some checking, and the VIN on this one shows a D in the fifth spot of the VIN. This was born a six-cylinder, a 250 cubic inch six-banger, not the optional 307 Chevy V8, which was possible, or the 350 Pontiac engine that would have been possible here. But again, under the hood, we can see that it was absolutely gusseted and reinforced by Uniroyal. These major tubes running from the front suspension crossmember to the firewall helped the car to stay rigid. Big sway bar up front, but again, this was originally built as a six-cylinder with a 3-speed on the column manual transmission. Let's take a walk around this side here and just soak in the originality. Now, this car was seen on live television for a year anyways, in those television ads featuring Uni, Roy, and Al. They'd come up on two wheels, jump ramp to ramp, stuff like that, and you would think this car would be hammered and wasted from all that jumping. Well, because of the structural improvements underneath, it stayed together pretty good. So come on down here, let's keep looking. Swing around me if you would, and we'll look at the rear quarter panel. This puppy here is a welded-on plate. Now, after Uni, Roy, and Al were done with the car, it lived on in a stunt driving school where it was used to practice the art of driving on two wheels, and this is where the dolly would have sat on the side of the car to allow the car to sit up on the two wheels. So inside, and the doors still work, it's not like a Dukes of Hazzard car where the doors are welded shut. It's pretty much, as was. The transmission tunnel's gone. Not sure when that happened, but we know that the owner of the car today, J.J. Giuliano, has plans to put a Pontiac 350 in the car and otherwise leave it pretty much like it is. The rear seat area has been blocked off. Again, it was primarily a stunt car. There was a roll cage in this car as well, since been removed. Inside the trunk, let's see what we got here. And I love this. On the trunk, there's the Uniroyal tread pattern painted onto the car. And inside, okay, yeah, there's some wheels that were supplied with the car. And apparently the fellow who sold this car to JJ said he'd throw in some rims. JJ was hoping that the original rims might be what he was talking about. Now, these are Ford or Mopar Magnum 500 style wheels, but in the trunk is the original 3-speed manual transmission the car was born with. I'm not sure if they used this on the stunt circuit. It would have been kind of a problem, to be honest. I would bet they probably had something else, maybe an automatic. But the fuel cell is correct and original. So that's the story of a relic, really an icon in the world of tire advertising. The Uniroyal, Uni's particular 73 Pontiac Ventura II, right here on the Steve Maggs YouTube channel. If you like this, be sure to share it with your friends and stay tuned for a lot more.